Hello folks, welcome to the Market Internal Review for Friday, November the 3rd, 2023. I'm recording this on Sunday night. Friday brought yet another gap up. Thursday we had a massive gap, I think almost $3, somewhere around there, almost $4. And then from the gap low to close, almost an $8 move for SPY. Incredible volume on the market internals. We can go review that and you'll see some of the biggest volume we've had since earlier this year. And we also had a insanely strong ad for Thursday, over 2K, 2200, 2100, somewhere around there. So Friday opens up much the same situation. We actually opened a little stronger on ad, almost at 2K, about 1900 and change there. And just like Thursday, within the first 10 minutes of the market, we broke 2K. As far as volume, it was almost textbook in comparison to Thursday. I think it even broke the bull zone faster. So last Thursday, we broke the bull zone up 10-12, and Friday, I think right about here, 952 is where we broke into that and broke the extreme, just insane bullishness volume by about not quite noon yet. So definitely same kind of program, but just a little bit faster to get started. So we get this gap up, not quite as big as Thursday, just shy of $2.50 here on SPY, and just started with the kind of crazy melt up move. We had a burst on Thursday, and then we channeled for the first hour, and Friday we had a little bit of a chop, but then kind of did the same thing. We ripped up, then we had a range. Gosh, once that move up, almost 2 hours. And just like Thursday, we had a little bit of trend balance, no trend for a while, and then trend balance starting at about noon all the way into the close. Same kind of thing here, except for in the morning, we had a ton of extreme tick closures, and we had a little trend imbalance to no trend, back to trend balance for the rest of the time. I mean, I'd say 80% of the market was trend balance. And I think most of that lines up with what we're seeing here in price. I mean, yes, we had a decent move from open to the high. We had a $3 move to the close, though. It was only about $1.50 from the gap low. Obviously, you can add about the $2.50 and we get $3.80. So from gap low to high, I think that was about $5.50. So overall, though, not as much progress that was made Thursday. We made Friday, and the price action definitely was not very smooth. I mean, every kind of move up had a sizable move down, a lot of capitulation, and not much progress. Progress was made past the gap, and most of this time, Mercy showing overbought. And the VIX has also tanked quite hard. If we go look at VIX, so Thursday we were still around 16. We finished right under 15. Friday, after being, gosh, near 22, just at the end of October. So an insane amount of decline. And with all that volatility leaving, I think that's pretty much why we're seeing a little bit of calm price movement at this point. Lots of wicks, not a lot of strong moves. I mean, this here was pretty decent. This move in the morning, $1.50. We look at the New York stock composite here, and it's same thing. Tons, massive gaps. Now we did start a new monthly TiWAP. We're over the monthly TiWAP on pretty much everything, I believe. Yeah, everything is quite extended now. The interesting thing is September TiWAP is essentially where we rejected right here. So September TiWAP is 436.3. That's right where we had this little reversal candle pattern set up, and that was definitely the top. I was going to be shocked if we hit that and kept running. We definitely made immense progress on TiWAP ranges from October. So the prior range for October, we had the ending TiWAP price. Let me see if I can find it here. Yeah, 425.45. That's October's ending TiWAP price, and we gapped it. So we gapped that. We gapped the October open price. We gapped a couple different monthly gaps. Gap ranges. So from October to November, we made a new gap, monthly gap. That was tested multiple times on Wednesday. So if we zoom in here, we can see that many times we wicked and bounced right off of that. And we spent a little bit of time here on Thursday trading inside of that monthly gap zone here. I believe that's the September to October monthly gap. So that's been cleared. October high price is not too far from where we're at the 438.14. So after this last week, the news that we've got coming out. So on the 8th, we have another JPOW speech, and that is actually before the market opens. And then on the 9th, we also have another JPOW. We got two JPOWs. So this week's going to be very interesting, and I'm not really sure what is supposed to come out from that. And then let's see here, core inflation we have on the 14th. We had Apple earnings. Those weren't really impactful in the end. Not a whole lot of impact on the NASDAQ that I saw, nor SPY. But that could potentially have some echo into this week. Looking at the SPY daily chart, though, this one, I mentioned last week that I was somewhat still bullish, but expecting a little bit of a pullback. But I would look for long upside opportunities over the 428. Well, they gapped it. They gapped it. And I did say I also wasn't expecting anything higher really than the 437.2. This lines up real close to September TiWAP and October high price. So this area here again is right where we've rejected multiple times, at least 5 times here. So yeah, we gapped the 200 SMA, we gapped the 20, and we gapped right up into the 50. Now we did close over the 50. I'll be shocked if we go much higher than this. I think it's going to be quite difficult without testing some of this, and that's definitely my outlook. I mean, obviously, I'll look at opportunities kind of based on where we're at, but just with everything we've got here, I can't think that we're going to be going much higher. Also, per the growth, S&P 500 growth stocks above 20 that we've been looking at here on this channel, looking at this to kind of determine tops and bottoms on SPY. We can see on October 3rd, found a really good bottom. We found a good top here, September 14th, and even October 11th, as well as the 17th. Same thing, right? We're finding tops, a little bit of a divergence even here. So October 27th, we hit our low point here as we broke way decently below the 200 SMA. And now look where we're at. We're basically right back up where it has been, objectively a pretty good top every time we break this 65% area. So things might be a little bit extended. The last time we hit this, well, the last time we hit it was right here, right before this huge dump. The time before that was just right before where we tested this gap mid. Times before that is, relative highs for the year. 453 I don't think, have we gotten any higher than that? Okay, yeah, we did. Sorry, July time we hit the almost 460 there, and I don't believe that is the high of SPY. So SPY's all-time high 479, and then we've got this high over here 463. So we're still kind of below all of that, obviously, and we did close right on this 1 month trend, so that's definitely something to take note of. But coming into this week with all the JPAL, I'm expecting more zigzag in this area. I would not be surprised if we don't at least come back down to 428 and potentially even come lower. But I'm going to watch for 428. 437 to 428 is kind of my range I'm expecting to stay in on SPY. Now, if they just decide to keep gapping it, then all bets are off at that point. You can see Friday, we have had immense volume yet again, not nearly as high. Well, quite high for Volt, but not as high as Thursday. So there was a slight reduction there. And I will say ads seemed weaker, price advancement seemed weaker across New York Friday compared to Thursday. We did have a dip, but we barely made any progress in here. Friday, we made a pretty substantial dip, and then I would say on average the high for ad was somewhere around 2100, and we definitely spent way less time on average up at that area. So that's not scientific necessarily, but it doesn't look as strong. It's still very strong, but, and also with volatility back down where it is, that's, will we see such strong movements in the weeks ahead? I'm not sure. But in a nutshell, that's pretty much what I have. Looking at the RSIs real fast, we're definitely hitting kind of the same high area that we had before. SPY itself, the thicker white line here, is actually higher than it has been since even September. So somewhere around August time frame. We were much higher back in July. So seasonality wise, I think November is supposed to be even stronger than October. So that's something to watch out for. But we already moved $27. So I had mentioned that this time felt a little different on this dump down. This move back up, this move here to here is much greater now than like this move to here. So this move was quite small in comparison to the move down. This time the move back up is equivalent to the move down. So there's definitely something has changed. I know finance saw another significant day of volume, 58 mil. SPY saw a huge volume day, over 100 mil. That's definitely over the average. In summary, my range, like I said, somewhere around 437, 428. And then I'm just going to be kind of keeping things tight and trying to be quick with everything, given JPAL's going to be coming out twice. Overall, that's what I got. I hope you had a great weekend. I hope you had a great prior week with your trading. And as always, thank you for watching and happy trading.